Hello again, and welcome back to this series of early years videos from the North Somerset Educational Psychology Service. Today, I want to discuss an important topic, separation anxiety in preschool-aged children. For the children entering our preschool settings, in many cases it will be the first time that they have been separated from their main caregiver. Change is always difficult, and this is a particularly big change in the life of infants and toddlers. They no longer have immediate access to the person or people who have helped them, entertained them, fed them, washed and changed them, and kept them safe. First things first, separation anxiety is a normal stage of development where children experience distress when separated from their primary caregivers. It typically peaks around 1 to 2 years of age, but can persist into the preschool and even school years. Although most children can overcome the fear and difficulty associated with separating from their parents and adapt to the changes, there are some who will remain stuck in a pattern of fear and dread, making them unhappy, unfocused, and avoidant of new experiences at preschool. Sometimes psychiatrists or clinical psychologists may describe this as a separation anxiety disorder. As educators, parents, and caregivers, we can ease the transition between home and preschool and help children feel more secure. So, let's look at some practical tips and suggestions to reduce separation anxiety in preschool-aged children. The first top tip is to use the power of consistent routines. We need to try and create predictable routines, especially around drop-off and pick-up times. What's really helpful here is to establish a familiar sequence of activities before and after separation from parents, such as a special goodbye routine or a comforting transition activity. We can use welcome and goodbye songs to help children prepare for a transition. Consistency helps children feel more secure and provides a sense of stability. The next top tip is to make children feel special. Separation anxiety often comes from a child fearing that they will not be looked after in the same special way that their parents look after them. And so, ultimately, what we are trying to do is make children feel as valued and special in their preschool as they do at home. We can help this process by using personal objects and approaches for children who are struggling with separation anxiety. For example, using transition objects such as a family photo or a special toy to provide comfort and familiarity during separations. Giving a child a special job that an adult can praise and thank them for, such as watering plants, handing out books or snacks, or even being a weather reporter. In some cases, allowing a child to arrive 5 minutes after a busy period or rush at preschool gates can result in them gaining the extra attention they need. The next top tip we have is to take children's fears seriously. Although we know what a nice day most children have at preschool, their fear about separation is very real to them at the time. The best thing we can do to help children move on from their anxiety is to validate their emotions. By this, I mean telling them that we understand their feelings and think that what they are going through is normal. We can do this by saying things like, "I think everyone feels scared when they say goodbye to Mummy. It's okay. Shall we go and find our special toy?" And the final top tip we have is to build trust with parents and caregivers. In many cases, the parents are just as or even more worried about separating from their children. We've probably all seen those parents who spend ages saying goodbye and then wait in the playground, waving in through the window. Often parents like this think they are being reassuring, but in fact it generally makes children more anxious. Ideally, we will agree with parents to keep separations short and sweet. They will be brief and also positive, and this is easiest when parents are aware of how their children behave after they leave, and in particular any difficulties they appear to be having after separating. Let's summarize. Reducing separation anxiety in preschool-aged children requires patience, empathy, and a consistent approach. By establishing routines, showing children that we understand, making them feel special, and getting their parents on board with our approach, we can help children move through this natural phase of separation anxiety quickly and smoothly. And finally, let's not forget about safeguarding. Challenging behaviours in young children can sometimes indicate an underlying safeguarding need. As an early years practitioner, it's vital that you keep this in mind when supporting children who exhibit concerning behaviours like throwing, biting, fears and phobias, or separation anxiety. Remember, all behaviour communicates an unmet need. Take time to understand the possible function of the behaviour and what the child may be trying to communicate through their actions. Could the behaviour be a reaction to feeling unsafe or vulnerable in some way? Could the behaviour be a reflection of what the child has experienced at home? We need to make safeguarding a priority by looking beyond the behaviour to identify any potential welfare concerns. Be alert to signs of neglect, abuse, or exposure to domestic violence. Work closely with families, but avoid making assumptions. Focus on listening and building trust. Where you have any safeguarding concerns, no matter how small, ensure you follow your settings, procedures, and protocols. Record observations accurately and factually. Seek support from your designated safeguarding lead if you need guidance. With sensitivity, care, and professional curiosity, we can ensure early years settings are safe places where children's well-being is protected and they can thrive. Let's work together to keep children safe. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you found this video useful.